giving few information about about the stage 7, which is the objective of today's training. Stage 7 is about selecting actions and developing the regional energy plan, and it includes 3 steps, sub-steps. The first one is the prioritization of intervention and developing the plan. The second one is the monitoring and evaluation system, the establishment of this system. And in the third step, we have the public consultation and the publication of the final version of the energy plan. In this step, 2 tools have been developed to assist planners. One for the first step 7.1, and the second tool, the monitoring template, for step 7.2. The main objective, as said, is to the regional authority, with the help of the planners, to select final actions in their plan and formulate a robust energy plan. And this need to be based on the consideration of many impacts of the different impacts, not only the financial, the economic part. The cost effectiveness, the net benefits, other distributional impacts or other aspects that each action and each solution may have. And this need to be done in alignment with the stakeholders and the broad society, so as to select the optimal energy solutions and assure the buy-in from all actors. Giving some more information about the first step of this stage is about the prioritization and the selection of the energy solutions. Here we have developed the multi-criteria decision analysis tool that planners may use to get assisted in this activity. And having selected the prevailing actions, they can develop their final action plan. Here we need to say that during their activity to prioritize the actions, they should consider also the energy efficiency first principle. We will see how later. Specifically, in this step, they can follow a path of 4 sub-steps. In the first place, they have to define the alternatives or the different actions that they want to consider. These actions, of course, need to be selected from a various pool of actions. They need to select action under the energy efficiency first principle, other actions that may have had initially planned, or actions, BAU actions, business as usual scenarios. Next, they have to calculate the different impacts of these alternatives, and this can be done by various methods, such as cost-benefit analysis and social cost-benefit analysis. Some tools that they may have available in their hands, simulation models, studies, some linguistic representation models, or literature. Having calculated the impacts, they can compare these alternatives, and here the Regio1st MCDA tool can help them a lot in this comparison. And finally, the fourth sub-step, they can do the final selection, considering all the benefits and impacts each alternative may have. And having done this work in the selection prioritization of the actions, they can formulate their draft regional action plan. which will include all the selected actions and details for each one of these, meaning the timetable for their implementation, the personnel needed, resources needed, their costs, their source of funding, and any other information that may have to include. And here it is important to say that they need. We propose to have also some demonstration projects in their action plan. These projects need to address specific challenges or opportunities in their regional context and be feasible and have benefits for their local community. And that way, having these demonstration or lighthouse projects, they can help build public support, attract investments, and simulate local markets for new energy solutions. So this will build trust among society on this action plan. Moving on to the second step of this stage, it's about the monitoring and the evaluation system. Here, the planners establish the monitoring and the evaluation so as to track progress in implementing the regional energy plan and assess its performance against the established objectives and targets. We see here in the figure the two different parts, and also there is a tool, the monitoring template, that it is developed under the Regio1st project and can help them to facilitate the process of monitoring and evaluation so as to have a successful implementation of the action plan. This system needs to involve data collection, regular data collection, and update their databases, do the analysis and the reporting on the key performance indicators. And it is suggested to involve periodic reviews and assessments on the different projects and actions that have been selected in the plan so as to identify any challenges arise and to face them, and also successes and lessons learned so as to replicate in other actions and projects. In the third and final step of this stage, here the public authority, the regional authority, need to give the draft of the regional plan for public consultation. They receive the feedback for all interested parts like stakeholders and citizens. And finally, they embed this feedback, and update the draft so as to finalize and publicate the final plan. That was more or less the basic information about this stage of the planning framework. Here is the link for the framework.
Yes.
Okay, I remind here that the MCDA tool is a tool that combines input from both stage 6 and stage 7. In the previous training, in 6th training, we have seen partially this tool, and we have seen the tabs about the practical feasibility assessment, and we will see today the tool as a whole. Some things have been said in the previous training, so we can move on. Here we see that the MCDA tool combines input from both stages. The objective of this tool is to enhance decision-making process for the regional planning, and this is done by bringing together the different perspectives of society and stakeholders and the regional authority, and ensuring that decisions are based on a broad set of criteria moving forward than the business as usual process that most regions follow today, which is in most cases a simple cost-benefit analysis. Regarding the theoretical background, very quickly, we have developed this tool to consider multiple criteria in 4 dimensions. It incorporates inputs and results from other tools that have been developed in this planning framework. It is flexible enough to incorporate qualitative and quantitative assessments, and it's also open to facilitate results from participatory decision-making methods. But why to use a multi-criteria decision analysis in this stage? Because such a method can handle complex decisions. It handles many alternatives, multiple criteria, and multiple weights. It is flexible enough to handle also quantitative and qualitative criteria, or a mix of them. It is a transparent method because anyone can see the scoring in the different criteria and the different weights that have been used in this tool. And the results, there is clarity in the results. We don't take only a final score, but we can see how the different options score per criterion. It's also a tool that helps the participatory decision making, as it enables stakeholders to participate in this process. And finally, we can consider it as an integrated method because it can consider a broad range of type of impacts and give a final selection, let's say, decision based on all these impacts and aspects considered. And it also considers different perspectives, not only the regional authority. And all these benefits of these methods make it ideal for decision making in regional energy and climate planning, where we need to have integrated planning and respect to different options of the society. Regarding the methodology, we have seen it in the 6th training. Just a quick remind. In the first, we have a 5-step methodology. In the first step, we have to select up to 4 alternatives that the tool need to consider. In second step, we select the criteria per dimension and indicate their importance and type of impact. We will see how. In the third step that we have analyzed in previous training, we have the practical feasibility on each alternative per criterion. In the fourth, the quantification of which we give the score per criterion for each alternative. And in the 5th step, we have the analysis, we have the weighting of each dimension, and afterwards the tool calculates the final results and give us the most prevailing solution. The tool is an Excel-based format. It has 8 tabs, and it is based on the TOPSIS method that is widely used in the energy sectors and can handle various alternatives against multiple criteria. Some screenshot for the tools from the different tabs of the tool, the cover, the instructions with all the details on how to use the tool. Step 1, the tab for step 1 regarding the alternatives, just to remind you, you can choose up to 4 alternatives. We have in table 1.2 some indicative alternatives, but you can also add your own and select it from the drop-down menu in the orange cells. Here, it's important to say that if you want to plan according to the energy efficiency first principle, you need here to have alternatives based on the principle and select as at least one of the alternatives. In the second tab, regarding the evaluation criteria, we have 4 categories, but in stage 7 we need to select criteria from three dimensions: the economy, the environment, and the society. The idea is the same here. There is a drop-down menu that you can select your criterion. On the right, you have a list of indicative indicators, but you can input your own one if it is not included above. You have to indicate the importance in a linguistic scale from very low to very high for each criterion according to your comprehension, and the type of impact, if the lower the better or the higher the better, the criterion for your planning. As said, we have four categories of criteria you need to select. The economic, you can select up to 5 criteria. The environmental and the societal, also here you can select up to 5 criteria. And in the fourth category, the practical feasibility, up to 4 criteria. This has been shown in the previous training. And moving on to step 3, it is the quantification of the practical feasibility assessment. We don't need to say anything again about this. You just fill the orange cells here. And in step 4, this is relevant to stage 7. We have the impact quantification in the first 3 dimensions: the economic, the environmental, and the societal. In this line, you will see the alternatives that you have selected in step 1. And in the first column, in the criterion column, you will see the criteria that you have selected in step 2, in tab 2. So you need to quantify somehow, we will see how, each alternative per criterion. So as the algorithm of the tool to give the final score, the performance of each option. If you have selected criteria that are qualitative, you can use here the numerical representation, the linguistic scale, as you see above. You can read the detailed instruction on how to use it. This scale is from very low to very high, so if the impact is very high, you just put number 5 in the respective orange cell. For the fourth category of the feasibility quantification, you don't have to do anything. It is done in step 3, as shown in stage 6. And moving to how to quantify the criteria, the quantitative criteria, if you have selected quantitative criteria, you can use various methods to do so: cost-benefit or social cost-benefit analysis, other tools that are available, such as MICAT and COMBI from other projects, simulation models that quantify different impacts of various actions, technical studies that you may have done in your region for an action, literature, information, and databases.
So, hello everyone. Now we are going to discuss how we can develop an energy action plan while incorporating the energy efficiency first principle. The presentation starts with some considerations regarding the designing of the actions. In the second part, we will see how we can incorporate the energy efficiency first principle in our plan. The third section regards the monitoring of the actions. And then we will see an overview of the Regio1st framework, which essentially includes the steps that we should follow while developing our plan. To begin with, first we have to consider who is going to implement the actions? It might be the private sector, which includes residents, businesses, and professionals, or it might be the public sector, including the regional and the municipal authorities. Then we have to consider what we are going to implement. It might be interventions in the buildings, in the equipment, in facilities, or we can proceed with behavioral changes. So these two types of actions can be implemented from both the public and the private sector. Moreover, we have to consider how we are going to proceed with these actions. We can do some direct refurbishments, and we as a region, we can do some direct refurbishments in the buildings and in the infrastructure that we are responsible for. We can collaborate with the municipalities in order to encourage them to take over some actions for their facilities. Or we can organize raise awareness events in order to promote behavioral changes and present the benefits of energy interventions. One fundamental point when designing an action plan is to understand the current energy situation by identifying the energy systems, the energy sources, and by calculating the total energy consumptions. At the same time, we should identify the energy needs and the energy efficiency targets of the regions. We should also examine the limitations of the infrastructure and the technological readiness. It's quite important to exploit existing plans in order to obtain useful information and in order for our plan to be aligned with the existing policies. Moreover, we need to assess the potential impact of each action regarding the reduction in the final consumption. We can also consider some more qualitative benefits, some other benefits that may result from the implementation of these actions. These benefits could be the improvement of air quality, impact on public health, creation of new jobs, economic development, and others. We should also develop a strategy to communicate and involve stakeholders and the public sector in order to get feedback so as to ensure that the actions that we are proposing in our plan align with the community needs. Also, don't forget that the organization of raise awareness events is equally important to technical interventions. And last but not least, we have to examine the cost effectiveness of its action by comparing the expected energy savings with the required investment. So once we have selected our actions, we can, the next step is to gather information for its action regarding, for instance, their energy savings or their costs. This might include some further research or consultation with experts, or even exploiting figures from previous projects. The next step is to identify in what buildings, infrastructure, equipment we are going to implement our actions. And we can select specific buildings, for instance, or we can select a part of the total of the buildings using percentages. The next step is to perform some calculations in order to quantify the energy savings. And then we should figure out if the total energy savings from all the actions, from all the sectors, are reaching the energy efficiency target of the region. And if not, we should redefine the number of buildings or even add more actions. So once we have finalized the list with our actions, now we can develop a timetable, sorry, including, for instance, some estimations for the start dates and the duration of each action. We can also set some interim milestones in order to overview our targets more effectively. We can also estimate the financial and the human resources. And of course, we can define who is going to be responsible for the preparation, the organization, and the monitoring of each action. Let's shift our focus now to the energy efficiency first principle. So every process in the energy planning should be guided by this principle. Let's remember what the energy efficiency first includes. So the energy efficiency first principle aims to ensure that only the energy really needed is produced, that the investments in stranded assets are avoided, and that the demand for energy is reduced and managed in a cost-effective way. So we have to prioritize energy efficiency over renewable or conventional energy supply investments. More specifically, prioritizing cost-effective energy efficiency measures in energy planning, in policy, and in investments decision could improve both the energy demand and the energy supply efficiency through the implementation of cost-effective end-use energy savings, through the adoption of demand response initiatives, and through the improvement of energy conversion, transmission, and distribution. So we have to apply energy efficiency first in planning, policy, and major investment decisions, not only in energy systems, but also in non-energy sectors, which have significant impact on energy consumption. It is also important to regularly assess the energy efficiency efforts in order to ensure that they prioritize the energy efficiency first principle. And of course, we should promote and apply cost-benefit methodologies, considering how the energy savings benefit the society as a whole. Let's see now some indicative simple examples. In order for our targets to be guided by the energy efficiency first principle, we should establish energy efficiency standards for all the sectors and for all the categories. Moreover, in order to ensure that the energy efficiency measures are implemented before considering additional energy sources, we should propose in our plan that the region should first upgrade existing infrastructure and buildings with energy efficient technologies, like the installation of insulation, double glazing, efficient lighting, efficient electric appliances, HVAC systems, solar water heaters, and others. And last but not least, don't forget to promote behavioral change, because by educating citizens and businesses, for instance, through raise awareness events, through incentives, or with info days, we can achieve small but very important energy savings with no extra cost and with direct impact in the final energy consumption. Two more actions that support the energy efficiency is the energy audit, with which we can identify energy saving opportunities. And in that way, we can select and implement cost-effective efficiency measures. And it is also the installation of energy management systems in order to enable real-time energy monitoring and management of the energy demand across the commercial, the residential, the public sector, and the public sector within our region. Moving forward, monitoring the actions that we have incorporated in our plan enables the planners to report on their progress and on their impact. And as such, they can evaluate their effectiveness. So these continuous assessments allows for readjustments and for additions of new actions. And in that way, we can achieve the goals that we have set. And in addition, this procedure fostering a more adaptive and a more responsive energy planning. Some key points to include in our monitoring plan is first to identify who is going to be in charge for the monitoring process. Then we have to select which parts of the plan we are going to monitor, along with how often we are going to monitor these parts. For instance, we can monitor the energy inventory every 4 years, and we can monitor the progress of the actions every 2 years. We should also identify what data sources we are going to use for monitoring the actions and the energy inventory, and it's better to be consistent with these sources. And finally, we can make conclusions and corrective actions, also with the support and the feedback from the stakeholders. So during all this procedure, we can exploit the Regio1st monitoring tool, which, as George mentioned earlier, this tool belongs in the 7th stage of the Regio1st framework. So the monitoring tool provides a template which is organized in a table format. The planner can insert in the first column the list of action that he wants to monitor. In the second column, he can select from a drop-down list the status of each action. It might be completed, ongoing, postponed for later, paused, and others. Then he can enter some estimations regarding the start date and the end date, and also he can add the actual start and the actual end date. In these cells, he can insert the estimated budget and the actual cost of each action. Here, he can enter the energy saving targets, the actual energy savings, as well as the rest production targets and the actual rest production. Moreover, he can fill this section with some more qualitative impacts that may result from the implementation of its action, like the creation of new jobs, the improvement in thermal comfort, and other. He can also note some challenges that he might encounter during the preparation or the implementation phase. And this could be some delays or some bureaucracy issues. And in the last section of the table, we can monitor some more specific indicators. The tool provides a list with some indicative indicators, but the user is free to select any indicator he wants. Some examples of these indicators are the number of new heating systems, the total area of double glazing, the number of labs replaced with LEDs, the number of buildings with new insulation, and many others. The tool provides also some figures in order to visualize the monitoring progress. So here we have a figure where we can see the gap between the estimated budget and the actual cost for every action that we are monitoring. This figure provides in this figure we can also see the gap between the energy saving targets and the actual energy savings for each action as well. And this pie provides an allocation of the actions regarding their status. So before closing our presentation, let's see an overview of the Regio1st framework, which essentially encompasses the stages to be included in our regional energy plan. It describes the whole process from the preparation phase to the implementation phase, step by step, in order to ensure a structure and a thorough approach to energy planning. So the first phase, the preparation, includes two key steps: setting the scope and reviewing the existing plans by identifying previous challenges, successes, gaps, and lessons learned. In the second phase, we should create a strategy to communicate and involve with stakeholders and the public throughout the whole energy planning duration. The third phase regards the objectives, and here we should review the existing targets and set new energy efficiency targets. In the fourth stage, we can develop the energy inventory. We can collect the data, calculate the energy consumption, and analyze consumption patterns. Then in the fifth stage, we have to conduct a cost-benefit analysis by assessing the energy efficiency solutions and modeling future techno-economic options. In the sixth stage, we examine the practical feasibility by evaluating the readiness of supply chains and the workforce capacity. And then in the seventh step, we identify and prioritize the actions that we want to include in our plan, and then we design the monitoring of the actions. And now we have completed our regional energy plan, and we can proceed with its implementation. And that's all for me.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for this occasion to share with you our experience in the Liguria region. Just a couple of words very quickly about our society. We are the technical agency for infrastructures, urban regeneration and energy of Liguria region. We are a complete public company in-house of Liguria region. And now we count around 70 employees. And our mission is, of course, to support the Liguria territory in the development of new infrastructures, urban regeneration, and the implementation of innovative energy and climate policies. Our energy department aims to support the Liguria region, the municipalities of the region, and other entities, such as the port authorities, for example, in the green transition. And we are focusing on promoting the technological innovation in the energy efficiency, in the renewable sources of energy, and in alternative fuels and energy vectors. Among our main activities, I would like to focus the two of them. The first one is the energy planning activities. So we are experts in the development and implementation of regional energy and environmental plans on the SICAPs, so the municipal plan in the framework of the Covenant of Mayors initiative. And we also support the port authorities in the development of their energy and environmental plans. We are involved also in a lot of European projects about energy efficiency, adaptation, and so on. Okay, about the energy planning process in Liguria. During these months, we are working a lot about our new regional energy and environmental plan. and that now is currently being finalized by Liguria region, and of course with the technical support of IRE. And now the new regional energy and environmental plan is under the strategical environmental assessment that is called VAS. That is a process that is foreseen by the law in Italy. We had some first drafts of the regional energy plan that were approved in 2023. We had the scoping phase in 2023. The scoping phase is a phase in which the draft of the plan is analyzed by stakeholders with some expertise and authority on the environmental and energy issues. This scoping phase was completed, and now we had elaborated new versions of this plan, incorporating the scoping phase feedbacks. The open public consultation phase will be open, I think, in a couple of weeks, and then there are 60 days of open consultation phase. So every stakeholders, but also the association of citizens or free citizens will be able to give their feedback on the version of the plan, and so the final version of the regional plan will be approved by the regional council. Sorry, this is a mistake, but is by the end of 2023. So the objective of Liguria region is to approve this plan after the 60 days of consultation phase and after the feedback phase, because we work on the final version of the plan, because we had to incorporate it also some feedbacks of the citizens or other stakeholders, and that Liguria region wants to accept and adopt it. A couple of words about our methodological approach in the drafting of the regional plan. The first one is that we analyze the regional positioning through meetings with stakeholders, and on the basis of these meetings with the main stakeholders of the region, we elaborate a definition of the general strategy and the priority areas of intervention of our plan. We do SWOT analysis of the technological options, and also we run a study of the regional potential of technological options. And on the basis of this potential study, we define the plan objectives. Then about the actions of the plan, we identified the regional actions to reach the objectives in synergy with the ERDF programming for 2021 and 2027 of our region, and other actions in the national and regional law framework. And the final phase is the preliminary definition of monitoring activities. The structures of our regional energy and environmental plan. The first part is about the general context. So we analyze the regulatory framework at European, national, and regional level. And we ran also a study about the territorial and social economical framework at the regional level. Then we had a strong focus on the energy context of our region. So we study all the regional energy balances between 2016 and 2020. We studied energy production in Liguria, and in this case the energy data are more recent, so we had the data at the 2022 year. And also we try to consider the last plan objectives, because IRE supported the Liguria region also in the elaboration of the plan the regional plan before this one, and the last plan was the plan 2014-2020, and we try to analyze which objectives of the that former plan were successful or not. Then we had, as I said before, a session with a lot of stakeholders, especially at regional level, in order to set the regional strategy of the plan. We identified 3 priority areas of intervention. The first one is the energy efficiency, the second one, the renewable energy sources, and the third one, the technological innovation. Then we add some complementary topics that, for example, weren't in the last plan. And these complementary topics are the sustainable mobility and the renewable energy communities. The last part of our plan is about monitoring. Okay, we in order to involve the stakeholders in the primary phases of the elaboration of regional strategy, we used some tools. The first one is a regional steering committee on energy policies. The Liguria region set up this steering committee in 2020 or 2021. The president of the Regional Steering Committee on Energy Policies is the Regional Minister for Economical Development. Then we have the coordinator, that is our General Director for Economic Development. And then other participants are the energy sectors, so some representatives of the technical offices of Liguria region, and then we also included our director or some representatives of IRE. I would like to focus this topic in Liguria region. The energy topic is under the economical development department, both at the regional level, but also at national level. So we had the economical development department, for example, at regional level, and a completely different department that is in charge of environmental issues, that is the environmental department. So the regional plan is in charge of the economical development department, but of course through the strategical assessment will be also under the evaluation of the environmental department. And the other tool that we try to emphasize and to use in the stakeholder involvement is some regional technical working groups about specific topics. Liguria region set up a couple of years ago 3 technical working groups, one about hydrogen, the other one about the LNG fuel, and the third one that is about the renewable energy communities and port energy communities. So in order to define our regional strategy, we had a lot of meetings through the Regional Steering Committee and through the technical working groups with other associations. So, for example, the Regional Steering Committee met the Association of Small and Medium Enterprises, or Association of Citizens, Association of Building Managers, for example, and then we try to listen to the stakeholder needs and to acquire the knowledge in order to report them these needs in our regional strategy. Liguria region intends to contribute to the national and European objectives about strengthening energy security, encouraging the construction of a resilient and efficient territorial systems in terms of decentralized energy consumption and production. This is the mission of our regional energy plan. So, as I said before, we identified 3 areas of intervention. A few words about the objective of the general objective of our regional energy plan. The regional energy and environmental plan that is foreseen by law in Liguria, it's not it's a strategical plan. So we identified some priority areas of interventions and some actions, but in our plan there are no indications about specific areas or structures or projects plan, because this is a strategical plan. So we, Liguria region, through its regional plan, give to the regional territory some addresses, some strategical addresses, and identify some actions. But every project, every specific area of intervention is something that is in charge of another level of policy in our region. So the 3 areas of interventions are energy efficiency, renewable energy sources, and innovation technology. The renewable energy sources objectives of our plan for each technologies are being calculated on the basis of energy efficiency objectives. So first of all, we set a baseline of our energy situation in Liguria, and this baseline was related to 2021 year. Then we try to set up firstly the energy efficiency objectives. On the basis of the energy efficiency objectives, we have calculated the renewable energy sources objectives, and then we define some actions for each priority area. About the regional actions, the first priority area is the energy efficiency, and we identified some action on the civil sectors, so residential sector, tertiary sector, public sector, and also we had included the small and medium enterprise sector. We set our objectives about the renewable energy sources, and we included electrical sources and thermal sources, but our specific focus is about photovoltaics plants and wind energy. And the third priority area is innovation technology. So we try to include some research and development studies on hydrogen, waves energy, and something about nuclear of new generation. For each priority area, specific actions were defined, and so we can say that we use a bottom-up approach in the initial phase, because we try to define some action on the basis of the regional steering committee meetings with stakeholders and the basis of the results of the regional technical working groups that I described before. And then we try to build the action of the plan in strong synergy with the RDF funds programming. So for each technological option, there is a direct link with regional initiatives and calls that will be run in the framework of RDF funds by our region. About the energy efficiency first principle and the Regio1st project. As I said before, in some way, we tried to include this principle. In its concept in our plan, because all the renewable energy sources objectives are calculated after taking in consideration the objectives of the energy efficiency area of priority. But of course, it's not a specific. In this plan we didn't include the energy efficiency principle, for example, with specific cost-benefit analysis. But of course, our Liguria region is the main stakeholders for us in the framework of the Regio1st project, together with the two main municipalities of our region. So the regional offices in charge of energy planning are very interested and are very sensitive to the topic. We had with them a couple of meetings, and we will have another meeting probably after summer, and in that meeting we try to present them the cost-benefit analysis tool of our project. And as I said before, in the draft plan of this version of the plan, the principle is already partially considered. And but now IRE is working on raising awareness within Liguria region, and of course the other stakeholders that are Genoa and Savona municipality on the energy efficiency first principle. In the next regional meeting with the Liguria region that will be after the summer, we will involve also the RDF regional offices. So our main stakeholders is the energy office in charge of the regional plan. Another office is in charge of the ERDF programs, and we will put them together because we think that there is a stronger synergy between these two sectors, and the presentation of the energy efficiency first principle in detail, but mainly the cost-benefit analysis tool provided by our project will be very useful for the next developments in the next years. And our idea is also to try to give some recommendation or some suggestions that can be included in the next monitoring of the plan, because as I said before, the objective of Liguria region is to approve this plan by the end of 2024, but the monitoring phase is scheduled every 2 years. So on 2026, by the end of 2026, we had to produce the first monitoring of the plan, and in that occasion we can also adjust the objectives or the actions that we initially planned, and our objective, our purpose is to try to in that occasion included more the energy efficiency principle, instead of waiting for the next plan that will be after 2030. So that's all from my side, and thank you. If you have any question, of course, I'm here.